So Bobby, from our discussion today, I'm confident that there are a couple areas that we can help enhance your current program. I listened to what you said, and first off, you mentioned that you were trying to find a provider that had the same priority your particular hotel does regarding the customer experience for your employees. Number two was that you're trying to find a provider that has convenience as far as locations, hours of operation, as well as a transportation service for your employees, given the fact that many of them don't have their own vehicles and it's creating some delays in regards to return to work. Did I hear you correctly in those two statements? Excellent. From my perspective, I've certainly heard some of these same concerns and some of the negative impacts they have from other HR managers as well as other employers just out there in the past. And the good news is I know we can help get you to where you want to be, because the two specific areas that I just recapped with you are 2 of 10 critical elements of a best-in-class work comp program. Now, when you're looking at this particular document right here, the areas that I want to focus in on, and the reason why I want to focus in on these two areas are these. This is what I heard from you. Number one was the focus on employee health and the patient experience, and number two was the one facility for multiple services. So let's briefly talk about this right here. So at the beginning, you had mentioned a desire to find a medical center that was focused in on respectful treatment with the physicians in mind, paying close attention to more of a patient-centric focus because of the staff that you guys have and how it relates to what you guys are currently doing within your own organization. I agree with you here. We know that there is a positive experience from an employee standpoint, and we understand how that translates into quicker return to work patterns as well as just improved productivity. The value with this particular must-have is when your employees are happier, they get back to work faster, and there's improved outcomes for not only Concentra but also the employer themselves, so it's a win-win for all parties. The other must-have, this one facility for multiple services, is that you want to find convenience. You want a medical provider that has enough clinics, enough hours, enough services all under one roof for you guys not to have to pick and choose various different providers to handle one particular program. I believe your staff wants and would appreciate more options, not just for the 4 clinics that we have here in the Austin market and the hours of operation, but also that transportation service that we also provide. And it's all under one roof, and that's essentially what this is talking about right here. So if you remember from one of our last phone conversations, I had talked to you specifically about a best-in-class workers' compensation program. This is essentially it, and this is a complementary tool that we provide employers every single day, regardless of whether or not they're using Concentra as their preferred provider of choice. And the reason why this particular document is important is because it does a phenomenal job accommodating specific needs like yours with the goal in mind of allowing employers to eventually experience all 10 of these elements that truly create that best-in-class experience. Before I dive deeper into this tool, I'd like to mention that the healthcare industry is a dynamic industry, and it allows organizations like Concentra, who are progressive, to really shine. Therefore, what began 5 years ago with talking to stakeholders in similar roles as yours, as well as having conversations with medical experts and academics across the country, third-party administrators, we then took all that great data and began to vet it through white papers and occupational medicine journals. Now, you and I can certainly get way more granular on this specific primary and secondary research if you'd like, but suffice to say, I'd like to spend the rest of our time really showing you why this is important and demonstrating the aspects of a best-in-class program. One suggestion that I'd like to make is that you now have a validated roadmap of what is expected out of an occupational medicine program. So as our partnership grows, I'd ask that you reference these 10 must-haves in holding us accountable going forward. Now, to ensure that Concentra delivers on this, What we've done is we've taken these elements and composed them into 4 key factors. Think of these as 4 engines, and they are employer engagement, patient engagement, clear communication, and quality medical outcomes. And the area that we are going to focus on for the rest of our conversation today is what I heard from you most pressingly, which was around this patient engagement piece.